Excellent. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Xuanzang's Tower. Thanks for joining us for our later segment. For those of you who used to tune in earlier, thank you for sticking with us as we've had to change our schedule. The classes are just as amazing. So we've got Geshe Michael and Wordsmith coming to us live from Rimrock, Arizona. Probably getting all dialed in with the interwebs over there. You guys there? They would have been chiming in by now. Or maybe they have food coma from Peachtree Cafe cinnamon rolls, which
Nick,
is possible. Hey, there he is.
We want a surf report.
yeah, how's the surf out there?
Hey, Geshe Michael.
We want to know the surf report.
Yesterday was amazingly huge. Today, looking pretty good. We'll see how it goes. Thinking about paddling out after class. Take advantage of the weekend.
Haggerty's over there.
I know I wrote him. We'll see if he's
Yeah.
up for it. We'll see how the waves look. I've been parking at your hotel and just going surfing out
We
there.
surf at a special spot called Jake's.
Which spot?
Restaurant near the
Oh,
beach,
uh,
and they watch the waves up from their dinner table.
Oh, Jake's. Yeah.
It's a special kind of surfer. Okay, go.
we got an echo again.
You want me to
You
turn
guys
off
are
mine?
good. I don't hear an
Turn off-
echo.
Turn off mine.
You guys are good.
Okay, I know we're good.
Very good. I mean, there's no echo coming through Zoom.
Okay,
It's nice and
All right.
clear.
All right, people can hear me?
yeah.
Loud and clear.
All right.
Sounds like you're chewing food though.
He is.
I am. All right,
That's why he comes up from Tucson.
I'm literally eating mixed nuts, so it's
Oh,
cool.
it's okay.
Oh, in that case, we can totally understand.
All right, cool. So we are discussing,
Disgusting.
yeah, very, if the kunshi exists or not. And there's 8 arguments about it.
8 reasons why there'd be a problem if there was not a kunshi.
Yeah. Jason Kopp is wearing his mind only hat and he's vehemently defending the existence of the kunshi.
And the problem is when he wrote this section, he wrote it, the arguments in favor of kunshi, counter arguments, right? If you didn't have a kunshi, this would be a problem. And he didn't write those answers. He quoted them from ancient weird books. And they're very hard to understand. He could have just explained it, but all his arguments are quotations from obscure ancient books. So luckily, Word is on the same page.
Isn't that our whole program? Weird, obscure quotations thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, go.
which number of the 8 are we on? And what is that argument about? Does anyone remember?
That's a good question.
4. Number 4
Yeah, we're on the 4th, that's correct. And what's
Fourth of how many?
of 8.
and what's that all about? Does anyone know?
It's all about seeds.
Yeah, that's always the answer in our,
Mhm.
so you can't go wrong. Yeah. We're on the 4th argument and it concerns seeds. Okay. Number 2, what is Jason Koppa's counter argument to why foundation consciousness must exist
Against it, you mean?
against the fact that it doesn't?
Or it does? No.
He believes it does.
Oh, okay, okay.
What does he say why you have to have a foundation consciousness? How about that?
Well, where else are the seeds gonna live?
Yay! Thanks for taking notes. There would be nowhere for the seeds to exist if there was no foundation consciousness. That is what he said. Oh, yeah. And number 3, what does our opponent propose as an alternate place for the seeds to exist in the absence of a foundation consciousness? Our opponent says, well, nuh-uh, they could exist. Blank.
How come the opponent
Hey,
always sounds
Jew,
Because
about the mind stream.
yes, Jacqueline and
the 6?
Kramer both got
The
it.
6, right?
Yeah, the 6. They say that the seeds could exist in they could exist in the collection of 6 consciousnesses.
Nam Shay Tuk Drink.
I don't sound like that.
To you.
Oh, we've heard you.
You don't have to hear
No, I
you.
don't.
Exactly. All right, some obscure vocabulary because my book's almost done.
Yeah.
Sokpa?
That's a hard one.
Communication.
Mongolian.
So,
Yeah, Mongolians, right?
no,
Oh, it
so
is.
I know. Having fun. What do you want? It can mean scapula too. I found that out in my
that's good.
collection,
Whatever that
my
means.
dictionary perusing. And it, yeah,
That's
it
how you
means,
make pancakes with a spatula. Scapula.
it means collect. It's the imperative,
Okay,
actually.
okay, okay. Does it also mean hay or something like that? I don't know.
Husk. Or sob.
Okay. Jukbo?
All 6.
Yeah,
six.
all 6.
Good.
Nice. Juk means 6. Manepa mayin.
Not something which is not not certain.
Not uncertain.
Yeah, Nick and Geshe got it. I wrote it away.
Okay.
Okay. Student translation.
Can you read?
Sure.
Could this translation?
Whatever. Okay, here we go. Ndirgewe oktu migewa jungha. Migewe oktu gewa tang. Te nike oktu longmaten patang.
Yeah, good.
I think the translators want us to read the English again. I'm going to read the English too.
Okay.
In this context, Master Jinaputra said, virtue would become non-virtue, non-virtue would become virtue, and either of those two would become neutral.
I think the idea is this, and it's that whole Madhulinga idea from Sugeng's text. What is the subtle hidden seed that that for transformations? You see what I mean? Like what causes a lemon tree seed coated with red black juice to become a certain
Gasar
marple? You know, it's the idea of a hidden potential. And I think that's what they're talking about here. They're talking about transitions from one state to another. State, what's it in physics?
Yeah, state
Transitions, they call it something.
phase
Phase transition.
phase change.
Phase changes. Its phase change would imply some kind of mysterious hidden seed. You see what I mean? So they're talking about extreme changes of phase. And the assumption is there must be some mysterious kind of seed or power that causes a phase change. And then the question is begged, where does that seed stay? Where can that seed stay? And then the mind-only people say, well, that's why you need foundation consciousness. The seed for a phase shift in consciousness could not exist in that consciousness because it shifted. Therefore, there must be some external place where the potential lies for a major phase change. And he's listing phase changes here. When you Oktu means subsequent here. It means below, right?
Literally.
But subsequent, it means how can you change from virtuous to non-virtuous? You know, how can a person go bad? Because there's no place for the seed to stay. If you guys say there's no kunshi, if you guys say there's no kunshi, then where does the mysterious seed stay that causes a phase shift of a person from a good person to a bad person? Something like that. Okay. Or migewa to gewa,
Bad person to a good
bad person to, or either one change to lumaten, a neutral person. Okay. How do you get phase shifts in moral content if there's no foundation consciousness for that seed for the phase shift to stay? Because the phase shift could not stay in the sixth sense consciousnesses. Why should your visual sense hold a seed for you to become non-virtuous? See what I mean? It's got nothing to do with that. Got it? That's their argument. These are kunshi guys talking. If you don't have kunshi, where you're going to get those mysterious seeds that turn you from a good person to a bad person. Okay, next sentence. You want to do the same one? Same way, do it again?
Sure. Should I just read it?
Please.
All right. Kam nyempe oktu kam parma tang kam parme oktu kam zangpo tang de shindu kam zangpoi oktu kam nyempa tang zakpe tang chepe oktu zakpa mepa tang.
Yeah, that last phrase, I would bump it down to the next paragraph. Because that's into stock. He gets into stock bus. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but you cut it, so I just left it. But
Yeah, I recut it, I think.
Okay.
So, and he says phase change in calm.
Realm.
Could normally it's realm, it could be something deeper, like a personal potential or something. But I think we'll leave it as realm right now.
I was thinking about which one it was.
How can you go from a human realm to a hell realm if there's no seed for that? Hidden somewhere. You know, wouldn't that seed have to live somewhere other than in those two realms? You see what I mean? He's trying to say that there's phase changes require a seed coming from another source. And if you don't have kunshi, there is no other place. Okay? So you go from a nyambakam to parmakam.
Evil to neutral.
Pardon.
Yeah, you go from like hell realms to neutral state. Or you go from a neutral one to kamsangbo.
A nice one.
Great
Yeah, like
place.
deity or somebody. Or Oktu, after a good one, you go to a nyamba.
From
Bad
God to
one.
hell.
man.
Yeah, and then I split it in the wrong place. So I would ask, let's get someone else to read the next one, starting at Sakwadanche.
Okay. Who wants to read? Anatole.
Nobody.
Anatole wants to read.
Oh,
He loves this stuff.
we need a third seat up here because we can't really hear you back there. Yeah.
And argument is supposed to be, or this scriptural authority is supposed to be proving that it can't be the
Can't be the good.
Sokju,
Right.
because the Sokju
Same
would,
thing.
yeah, they're like, they can't just like, your eyeball can't plant in your ear, and then, because if it did, you'd be just like,
Confused.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You correct him as he goes.
Okay.
Sakpadang chepe oktu sakpa mepadang sakpa mepa oktu
Mepe.
mepe oktu sakpadang chepadang jikten pe oktu jukten le
Name depa.
len depa
Mm-hmm.
dang
Mm-hmm.
jikten le depa depe oktu jikten pa junte e tap
Nice.
ni data sapon ni tu ni run mo
Nice reading. See if you can translate it.
You want to?
Sakpa is like impure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Don Chepa.
sakpa.
Shape,
And what about sakpa mepa?
pure, like not impure.
Yeah, not impure.
Good.
Okay, cool.
Vimala.
Yeah, exactly. And then oktu, we've had a few times.
Um,
Literally below, but what does it mean
oh,
here?
yeah.
Like then. It's just
Subsequent to.
next.
Subsequent.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
next.
After some Sapamepa experience, which could be like the direct perception of emptiness,
Mhm.
a totally pure experience, then how do you come out? If there's no deep seed, and if there is a deep seed, well, where does it stay? And how could that seed reside in your eye consciousness or something like that? There has to be another place.
And the Jikten, what's that? So
I don't know.
world. Someone said it. And then if it's Depa, the Jikten?
Like Nyangnen.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which pretty much here means nirvana, of the world or beyond the world. How do you go from impure to total purity? And how do you go from,
They're like, wouldn't you just go back?
yeah, like how do you come out of a direct perception of emptiness and then come back? Okay. Saban Yidu Mirung. Then he says those would be inappropriate to be the seeds here. Those would be inappropriate to be the seeds here in a phase shift. Those would be inappropriate. I take it to be the 6 sense consciousnesses. You know, there's no reason why the awareness of what you're seeing should push you out of a direct perception of emptiness back into the normal world or something. There has to be some other storehouse where those kind of seeds are specialized seeds stay. They cause phase shifts. Okay. All right. He's in favor of kunshi as opposed to seeds living in the 6 consciousnesses, which is the only other option. You know, either you're a 6 person or an 8 person. You either accept 6 consciousnesses or you accept 8. All right. You want to make him read one more since he didn't make enough mistakes?
Yeah.
Until he makes more mistakes. If you want to get out of it, make more mistakes.
Geki Gun Che.
There you go. Gun is a grape in the middle of.
Yun.
Oh, good. Good.
Yun. Che. Yun. Ring Du. Lân Pa. Yang Yun. Ring. Shik. Nei. Jung. Wei.
Yeah.
Good.
Day Cheer. Yang Mi Rung A. She.
Mirungo. Yeah. Yeah.
Rungo.
So Mirung means that idea that the seeds could live in the 6th consciousness is again Mirung for another reason. It's a bad idea for another reason. Why? Well, after, yeah.
Because like, yeah, like when you die, you would just not die or something.
Yeah. What he says is when you have a gap
Yeah.
in the flow
Mhm.
of consciousness.
Yeah.
And the classic example is when you go into a deep meditation and gross consciousness is suspended. Okay, so you're in a deep meditation, your deep mind, your gross consciousness is suspended. They even call it meditation with no mind, but that's an exaggeration. But then how do you come back? What reasserts consciousness? Some kind of force, which means a seed. That means a seed. Well, okay, so you have a seed that wakes you up and brings you back to the normal life. Yes, that's why those meditations are unsatisfactory for a Buddhist who wants liberation. It's not enough to turn your mind off for 15 minutes or 15 years, because you're going to be forced back into suffering. So what forces you back? Some kind of negative seed. Where does that seed live? Can't be in your tongue consciousness. You know, it's got to be somewhere else.
Can this end? Can a good good seed just finished and then the next one's in line.
I think they're trying to say a bad seed would assert itself after a good seed. Yeah, that's all. Then they want to know, even if you said the good seed just ended, they would say there would have to be a force that forced the good seed to end. And then where does that force live? Where does that potential live? And it can't live in the sense consciousnesses, so it must be in the. By the way, we keep picking on sense consciousnesses, but there's still Yiki membership,
Mental.
which is awareness of your own mind and your sense consciousness of the moment before. That could be a storage place, but they kind of throw it in with a sense consciousness and say, no, that's not a good storage place. Therefore, it must be mind only. They're kind of ignoring the fact that there is a Yiki membership conveniently to prove their point. Okay. I don't see why the sixth consciousness couldn't be a nice place for those seeds to stay. It's not like taste or sound, but anyway. Okay,
That's again.
that's it. Here we go. Back to reality. I watched that movie, Home Alone, for Christmas.
For the first
just for
time?
Christmas.
Oh,
No, the 10th time for Christmas. And
oh,
in fact, the actress died yesterday, the
yeah.
mom,
Oh,
which is sad. But anyway, I swear the movie used to end and he says back to reality. The kid says back to reality because his brother finds out how he messed up his room. And they're all praising him until the brother goes to his room. And then it ends with back to reality, and they've changed the movie and that line is gone. And what's the seed that something would change like that? Where would that stay? I don't know.
Apparently not in our Ikinaba. Unreliable.
Okay, back to mind only. It is relevant, Ben Kramer. Don't pretend it's not. Okay. Where are we? After that, okay. Yeah, these are all, finding them is a bit problematic, but Word has to worry about that when he finishes the book. All right. There's all the places it could be. Okay. Read the one snippet.
Okay. Di ni tektuniki rikpa ngasheto.
Yeah. Which means what?
Of these,
Yeah.
these arguments,
Yeah.
those were the five that come
Yeah.
from the Mahayana Sangraha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 5 of the 8 arguments in favor of Kunshi come in a certain ancient text, which is he's alerting us that now that the last 3 are going to come, come from other sources. Those 5 came from that ancient Indian book. Now these 3 come from a different source. Out of 8 arguments in favor of Kunshi. And where it's going to pick a person that he doesn't like.
5 or the 5th?
Because, sorry?
Because we're on there's 4 more. So does he mean 5 or the 5th maybe?
I don't know.
Argument number 5 comes from Mahayana
No,
Sangraha.
because I was saying Appa.
I know, but it doesn't make sense because we only did 4.
Yeah, maybe those 4 are presented in take 2 as 5.
Ooh.
Okay, good luck.
Oh.
So yeah, here's the 5th. Who's gonna read? It's a long one. Someone you want to pick on.
Don't set me up. Tim.
Yeah,
Fine, I want to pick up.
that's credible. Picking on.
He
someone.
deserves it.
Did he hate it?
By the way, Tim is very soon resolving all the medical and insurance plans for everyone in the universe.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Good to see you.
no pressure. Okay.
Not funny. Nam Sheduma Termi Duma. Nilam Trang Tabu Nan Bitang. Nick Den Joke.
Degn joke, Degn joke.
Den Joke Abu Nam Rek. Now Nampa Nam Rek. Yulam
Nyambe,
Yam
Nyambe,
Yamde.
Nyambe.
Good. Fine.
Yulam Ki Yunki Sada Soki. Namrek Nam Tu Chiku Ni Jumar Taolo.
Good.
Duna. Yok.
Yo,
Yoke, yoke.
Yok.
yo, G.
Yok.
Yeah.
Yok Bar Jola Soki State. Sedak Mi Te. Fellowship.
Okay, cool.
Good job, buddy.
This is a little difficult, okay?
Yeah.
Ripangapani, the fifth argument in favor of Kunshi. If Namshe Duma, Tuma, opposite of Chick.
There's many.
Yeah, if there are multiple consciousnesses occurring Chikcha at the same time, good. There are 4 problems. He raises 4 problems, okay? If it were possible for many consciousness to occur simultaneously, okay? Oh, sorry. If many consciousnesses could not occur simultaneously, okay? Which one's he talking about mainly?
Foundation consciousness and any other one?
Yeah, good. Any of the 6 plus Kunshi. So somebody said, you know, we've had 5 arguments here. 4, which are summarized in another book as 5 maybe. And and somebody says, I don't see how 2 consciousnesses can run simultaneously in the same mind stream. Which 2? Foundation consciousness and whichever of the 6 sense consciousnesses you're talking about. I don't see how you could have a visual consciousness and a second consciousness be running in the background at the same time. I don't see how you could have Kunshi running while the other 5 are running. I don't see how it's possible. Then here's the guy's response. Well, what about when you are on a tongue, nulam tongue?
What about when you're in the world walking on like a little trail or something?
Yeah, like those trails in Sedona are a good example. Somebody fell off one the other day. An experienced climber slipped off one of those, the Bell Rock, died. And it's just because they're just little tiny trails that run up the side of the rock. They're not difficult trails, but they're slippery. And it is a fall. And so how is it that you can judge distances on a narrow path up a mountain if there's not multiple consciousnesses going on it simultaneously? How can you see I'm too close to the left and too far from the right? You see what I mean? How's that
No.
possible? Okay. By the way, where's the other place that tongue, the only other place where tongue is commonly used?
Pardo?
Pardo tongue dul, say pardo, tongue dul.
Tongue
Freedom from the narrow road of death, which has been translated in the West as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. That's the real name. And that particular book is corrupt and not correct, just so you know. And then all these scholars have translated it. Okay, it's not a correct version of what happens when you die. Okay, it's spurious. So he says, how can you focus on 2 sides of the path at the same time? Yeah, how can you not fall off the left side if you don't have the capacity to watch the left side and the right side and go down the middle?
Oh,
Okay, therefore you must have 2 consciousnesses going on at the same time. Well, you must have an awareness of the left side and awareness of the right side that keeps you from falling off. Okay, therefore it is possible to have 2 consciousnesses running at the same time. Therefore it is possible to have Kunshi running in the background while you're looking at a potato or something. Okay, all right. Second, by the way, the first words here are kind of like the nickname of that section. It's called Ne means the world at large. The, like places where you walk. And then Ne means locuses, places where you might dek or jokpa your kungba.
Go in or go out.
Where your foot might fall.
It means raise or raise or lower your foot. Raise or lower your
Stepping
foot.
in place.
This typically comes in the descriptions of heaven, world,
Oh, wow.
Buddha paradises, because supposedly the ground gives way when you step down and it comes back when you step up. And you see Dekjok a lot there. Okay, so Tabu Namrik. Namrik means how about your consciousness as you raise and lower your foot? How would you know your foot was lowered unless you had an awareness that it was raised the second before? So therefore, you must be able to entertain two thoughts at the same time. My foot's up, my foot's down. Otherwise, how could you know you were stepping? Okay? Therefore, you can have two consciousnesses in the mind at the same time. Therefore, you can have a kunshi. These are all arguments in favor of multiple consciousness. How could you be aware that your foot was going up and down? You could say up, or you could say down, but you couldn't say up and down. Okay? Or left and right on the path. Okay? And unless two consciousnesses were able to go simultaneously. Pretty simultaneously? Okay. Okay, here's the
I'm gonna
third,
say
here's
it's not
the,
quite the same time.
here's the third one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Awareness of thinking.
Thinking what?
Thinking what?
Thinking.
Me. Yeah.
Me.
How can Tim be aware of Tim and be aware of pizza at the same time? You see? Because he is. Right?
I want to be aware of pizza.
By the way, tell me where now is very common.
Usually,
Because he translated the book. He translated it.
usually now has to do with the first link.
Thing, oh, that's me.
In the 46, I'll give you a clue.
Me and mine. Oh, the 46 mental
Mental.
functions.
Yes, which one is mainly now?
Oh, ngagel.
Pride. Yeah,
yeah.
pride. The word pride in Tibetan is nga, yeah, I'm king. Okay, so sometimes it's just called ngao. Me and ngao. Okay, so how can Tim have an awareness of Tim while he's eating breakfast? If you can't have two states of mind going on at the same time, how could Tim say, I'm eating breakfast? Because that assumes he's aware of breakfast and me at the same time. Got it? This is the argument. That's argument number 3. Number 4, Timothy. Yulam. Oh, by the way, and when you translate this, it's Yul, comma. As per Yul, comma.
Right. Yeah.
Lam kitun.
Yeah, the nu, the ne, the yul.
Yeah, exactly.
Go here, Tim. It's on the door.
As far as location, Yul.
As a difference from day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Name,
Locus? I don't know. Yul. Lam kitun gisadbo. Tung means scattered on the path here, or the path ahead of you as you're walking. There are sa and do.
Lots of pebbles, maybe.
Yeah, there'll be little bumps in the dirt. Again, think of the Sedona paths up the mount, up those cliffs, right? Or do, there'll be rocks, little rock pebbles there. Namrik, as you walk down a path and there's clods of earth or stones in the path, is it that you can't be aware of them except one by one? How are you going to place your foot? See, is it really true you can't focus on more than one at a time? But isn't it rather the case that you have multiple low-level consciousnesses aware of each stone in the path ahead of you? And doesn't that prove that more than one consciousness can be running in the mind at the same time? And doesn't that support kunshi? Got it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, these are all arguments in favor of kunshi. multiple consciousnesses working at the same time. Otherwise, you focus on one rock in front of you, you trip over the other rock. Okay. Nam rek nam do chiktu.
For one time.
Yeah, you have all those
Spirited.
awarenesses of all the obstacles in front of you and you step quickly. Okay. It means June. Min Junata
That's not-
goes
that-
down.
That can't happen.
Yeah. Are you telling me it's impossible to track more than one pebble in front of you as you're walking down the road? You know, why? Because you only have one consciousness. Okay, got it? Then duh. The guy says duh. He's like stubborn, like somebody from Tucson. Duh. It's like that. Duh. Duh means
I
what?
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I say. You do not have multiple consciousnesses. The guy says, oh, you can do all these things, but you do that without multiple consciousness, I suppose. And our guy says, right. He doesn't fall for it. He says, right. You can't. Then the guy says, the guy dials it up. But what if you're Gyopotro?
What if you're walking on?
Yeah. What if you're jogging down the path? You still
Uh,
can't have multiple consciousnesses. And you're like, oh, there's one pebble. Oh, there's another pebble. And you're running fast. Tell me you can't see pebbles when you're running fast. If you Gyopotro, it's okay to say. They make bestelo, mixel.
Well, appear clearly or clear perception.
Here
Or
it's mixed out
exception?
means, yeah. Oh, I
Exception?
guess that's an exception, you know? Or I guess it's not an exception. When you, okay, you want to say you pick up the pebbles in front of you one by one, right? Yes. What if you're running fast? Is that an exception? No. Okay, got it? She Sung So. Now that's a quotation from some ancient Indian author. Okay. Then he goes through the four again by their first name of the sentence.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Their nicknames.
Yeah, here we. So he gave you nicknames at the. He said above, he said, vessel, place, me, object. And now our ancient Indian author is going to cover those four by those four nicknames. First nickname is N.
Vessel.
Vessel of the world. Who's gonna read, Uncle Word?
Not Tim.
Sorry, Tim.
Earl wants to read.
Earl's dying. Okay.
There you go.
Nampa chik tuna. Ne ki nam rik ni. Tenpa chi rik jikten de nam pao. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
wow.
Uh,
Sure. Wow.
okay, translate. Number ni. I think it's ni kind of number ni.
It
But
could be. Or if it was at one time, but
I
or
think
when.
it's-
Maybe it's when though. When it
I think it's like, from one way of looking at it.
you think so?
I think
Mm.
so. Number ni.
Okay.
I guess you could look at it one way.
Yeah, one aspect or one way to look at it. I think it maybe goes for all four of them.
By the way, when you say vessel of the world, meaning you can track the middle of the path with an awareness of left and right simultaneously. This awareness of the world around you. Let's say it that way. Your awareness of the world around you.
Yeah,
I think he's trying to answer and say that's just a single object.
really?
I think so. It's not that you're watching
Yeah.
the left and side of the path. You're just watching the path and it happens to have left and right sides.
Well, that-
Therefore, you don't have multiple consciousnesses going on. When you track down a highway in the middle of the road and don't get in a car accident.
So like,
See what I mean?
so tempa here means like fixed or something.
Dentemba, I think it's misspelled, but it's often means I think it's BRTE and I'm not sure. Sometimes it means the vessel and the contents of the world.
Mm.
Okay. So anyway, it could just mean for the firmament.
Firmament.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, look, it's just the whole world appearing as one thing. Don't say it has to be multiple consciousnesses when you track left and right to drive down the street equally. Therefore, it's not necessary that you have two consciousnesses going on when you're keeping in the middle of the road. So don't give me this. That doesn't prove kunshi. Okay, I say it's a response like.
Mm.
We'll have to check with the second one, see if it still makes sense.
Okay. So again,
Ne ki nam rik ni.
Good.
Semchen gi zeke che druk shi ang che pa gyowe
Yo,
jikten
yo.
Yo,
yowe jikten du nang. Wow.
wow. Okay, and maybe Namruk is kunshi, I don't know. But anyway,
I think it's just concept here.
I
again.
think awareness
Awareness.
of your environment,
Yeah, awareness.
awareness of your environment. What was the example up above? It was
So,
raising your
Neutral.
feet. How can you be aware of walking if you can't track the raising and lowering of the feet at the same time,
yeah.
which would require multiple consciousnesses? And I believe our argument, our counter argument is, look, one step is one awareness. It's not like you say up and down. It's just a whole step. And you're aware of a whole step. So you don't need another kunshi in the background. You have a step awareness, not an up and down awareness. Okay, right? Keche.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would need all keche trooks. You would need all. By the way, word here, when you say ze, it could refer to the six elements of the person. Sachu men mung namka namshi.
Namshe.
Yeah, I think.
Hmm.
Okay. So anyway, you have an awareness of all six elements of physical reality at the same time. You don't need a separate awareness of the motion of the car and the solidity of the car to see a car driving.
Mhm.
They're kind of just bunched together in one perception. That's our argument against kunshi.
Again, it feels like this yoga is opposite to the tempa in the last one. Like
Could be.
the world is firm, but
Yeah, that's nice.
the
Yeah.
appearance of the world, outer world is firm, but
Yeah.
the appearance of you moving or of beings moving is yoga.
Yeah, yo. So first one is the solidity, the firmament, and the second is the motion within the firmament. But in any case, they don't require many separate consciousnesses going on at the same time. Most Buddhist schools would say they are just instantaneously shifting between, not that you're having one consciousness of everything. You're having separate but very fastly changing consciousnesses as you drive a car, for example. Okay? It's not that you're having one consciousness of Highway 17. You're having consciousness of Rimrock and McGuire. All separate. Okay, who's next? I think Earl's begging to do another one.
Haven't made enough
Oh.
mistakes yet.
All right,
We can correct.
You
that.
can, we let you keep going until you make enough mistakes.
The ga o
Hey, guy. If you're smart, you'll make a lot of mistakes and then you can sit down.
Tanang du te te tak tu ngao yam du juk pao.
Nice.
Hold on.
Number 3.
Hi, Earl.
Number 3 was the self-awareness going on during your day while you're perceiving other objects.
Okay,
You
so-
know, I'm having breakfast or something like that. So doesn't that require, the guy was trying to say, if you're aware of yourself having breakfast, then that assumes 2 separate consciousnesses running at the same time, one that's aware of me and one that's aware of breakfast. And then we're going to keep repeating, we're going to keep responding with, it's kind of a bunched awareness. You know, you're having an awareness of you and the breakfast at the same time. You don't need 2 separate consciousnesses running in the mind to see yourself eating breakfast. And many schools would say it's flipping instant by millisecond. So it seems like you're having awareness of mind, of me, the whole time you're having awareness of breakfast, but really you're just switching back and forth in the milliseconds. Therefore, it's not necessary to have second consciousness running at the same time. Therefore, we don't have to have this kunshi. Okay. Okay. So you can have a self-awareness. Very famous.
Looking inward.
Yeah, looking inward. Self-awareness. Doctor.
Perpetually.
Constantly.
All the time.
Of me.
Yeah, you always have a self-awareness. As long as you have an awareness, you have a self-awareness. Anatol's having breakfast. Okay. All right, last one of the four.
Panitova,
Mm.
please read.
Тільки нам рікні, сукда соксу нанвав.
Is it true that word only picks the people who are stars? Okay, I know. Oh, they're all stars. All right. Yuki number.
The concept or awareness of place.
Yeah, what was it with reference to?
It was the
Oh, it was the rocks in front on the path in front of you.
yeah, like
Okay.
maybe situation, maybe?
Maybe. And he says, that's not Kunshi running in the background. That's separate. What? Suk number shepa, Dai number shepa.
Objects of your consciousnesses?
Yeah, you're alternating quickly between, you're toggling between, here he says you're toggling between visual and audible consciousness as the rocks, as the pebbles rattle in front of you and you see them move. Then that's so quickly toggling that it looks like one awareness, but it's not. Therefore, you don't need an awareness running in the background called kunshi.
Chloe said object. I think she's right.
Yeah.
This
That's nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
If it's nice, you should force her to read.
Yeah. I want to force Panitova to read again.
All right.
That was
Here we go.
short.
Then,
Panitova, read this one too, please.
Тенам чинан ту нанватан нарцинпатан. Ютру канрунла дзинпанам тучик ту микпейчир. Намше тумачикчар джунте. Шепачикла ново тедепей, але дитапу мирун вечиро. Thank you.
nice reading. Wow. I don't know what you're taking, but don't take too much of it. Okay. Probably just hot chocolate. Tena
Therefore,
chinanginawa.
as things appear inside and outside,
Yeah, so are you simultaneously having a feeling about the path and looking at the path? Nganzimba.
the perception of a me or self.
Yeah, self-awareness. I'm walking down the path and you're aware of the path. You too karuna zimbe nam.
Any one of the 6 objects of perception that you happen to be perceiving at a given time.
Yeah, and he's implying multiple. Like you're aware of the feel of the path under your feet, tactile, and you're having a visual awareness at the same time. Tu chik to mik.
There are things you are perceiving in one instance.
These are simultaneous perceptions. Therefore, many namshes must be happening.
Therefore, you can't have, there are consciousnesses happening simultaneously, many of them.
Yeah, there are multiple consciousnesses going on here. If the consciousness were restricted to chik,
If it was just one consciousness,
then how could you have all these tadepele functions that are
yeah,
distinct from one another?
how could you have all these separate functions occurring simultaneously?
If it were possible that only one awareness were active at a single moment, how could you be aware of this, of the rocks, the sound of the pebbles moving under your feet and the visual? How could it happen at the same time? Therefore, that would be inappropriate with shipachik.
That if you just had one, that wouldn't work. That's not.
So now our guy's replying and saying, no, I still think you got to have multiple consonants. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Ready again?
I'm gonna cut that comment I made. I think it's wrong now.
Okay.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Who's gonna read?
Tracy's dying to, I can tell.
Yay, Tracy.
Thank you. Shipo dila le shipa chishena dini jepa dang le ki wangdu jepe lesu ngunte dak dak ki kiwar nangwe chiro.
Arnang.
Parnang chiro.
Yeah, I didn't know how to take this la lay. There is a word lala,
Some.
la la land,
Uh,
and there's an instrumental on it would be lale, which would mean by many. But I think this is two separate words, locative, because I went and found it in a different book, Rigby Realty,
Our book.
in the Golden Key, and he says chadule duma.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So shipu dila, meaning these four single word mnemonics he gave, yul, ne,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 reasons why you might have a kunshi running in the background. Okay. He says these 4, dila le shepa chishena. Why do you refer these as karma? Why would you refer to these 4 situations as karma? Let's see if that makes sense. Okay. Why would you refer to these 4 as karma?
Oh, you're saying the do here from Imperial tree is a ladun again, chardule. And so the la here, dila, is a ladun, lale.
Well, my main thing is he chikchadu le duma. He in Rigbe Realtree,
Yeah.
the lay here is a single noun, karma or action. It is not an instrumental of lala.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So I just said, well, if it's good enough for Rigby Realty, it's good enough for me. Okay.
Well,
4 actions going on here.
We had that lay in the last sentence too.
Yeah, 4 situations going on here. Shipa dila le shepa chishina. Why would you refer to these 4 as actions? And then his answer are answers you would give to that question. He says, well, they are chipa. They're an action. And they relate to karma. Leki wanda chepe. Therefore, they are apparently karma.
Yeah, so the shape was like karma here, right? It's like
I think so.
I think you're.
And then he says, because you have dak and dak kiwar, you have things appearing as dak and dak kiwa. Me and mine.
Me and mine.
Me and mine.
So that is war. So
Why does that prove something is karma? I mean, something you did. There's a me involved,
So you're saying
an agent.
like it's stained, like it's samsaric.
I see it's a agentive. There's agentness, there's meanness and minus here. Therefore, it's action.
Oh,
I don't know. You can look into it.
okay.
Who's up next?
Tracy, you were right. It's warnang. I thought it was parnang, meaning like space.
Which one? Oh, duck. It's this. Let's say dark. Takiwa. Dark. Takiwa. Me and mine. That's all. Yeah. Okay. All right. Who's gonna read the next one? Word. How much time we got?
We have 6 minutes.
In 6 minutes, I will sit down and relax because my day is over. And then you will discuss why this is relevant to your daily life. Good luck. Okay.
It's relevant when we're walking on the path to Bell Rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Who's up?
Who wants to read? I would pick Alicia, but she's translating. Hi, Alicia. Daria, you there? You hiding?
He actually learns the name of the students. I've never mastered this.
Please.
They're like, you've known me for 10 years. You don't even.
Ok. Te tar și pote kun și mi te pala mi rikki kun și ke len pa la ni rikte chi nan du nan wal de te tan semche du nan we nam rik kun și ni de.
Awesome. I can't believe Word's teaching, guys. He must have somebody else teaching. Okay.
Gibson.
Shibode.
Those four.
Let's name them. Yu, Ngao, Ne, and Ne.
And
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, those four. If you didn't accept Kunshi, they would be Munich.
They would be logical.
Yeah, you couldn't have you couldn't walk down Bell
Rock
Road if you didn't accept Kunshi. Okay. Key, rather, this key is disjunctive, but rather, if you did Kelen Kunshi,
yeah, if you do accept the foundation consciousness,
then they'd all be Rikpa. They would make sense. They all don't make sense if you don't accept Kunshi, and they do make sense if you do accept Kunshi. Okay? Chinang Dinawa.
Things appearing inside and outside.
Yeah, the simultaneously aware of Tim and simultaneously aware of breakfast on the outside. Dundan Semchen, stuff and people. Nangwei. That's Namrik Kunshi. That awareness can only be.
Yeah, ni.
Yeah, ni. The ni here is important. It's gotta be. That's he's wrapping up. Ni. It's gotta be. That's the only thing that makes sense, is if you have Kunshi running in the background. Okay. Now it's interesting. The guy's like, okay, I understand with breakfast and rocks, but Tim, what kind of foundation consciousness is aware of Tim while Tim's eating breakfast? I got the taste and the smell and the touch of the cornflakes. I got all that. That's fine. But what is it that's aware of Tim during breakfast? And we have a special answer. I'll give $100 if you can guess it ahead of time. Someone's looking for.
I'm Rick. Yeah.
No.
Nuni.
He said it, $100.
But I looked and I
Who did you
I
know?
caught it.
Where? That's okay.
Okay.
That's healthy cheating.
I read it. That's pretty good. Don't worry about it.
Unfortunately, my bag is.
San Diego.
Well, my bag man is. Okay, yeah. Anyway, what's the consciousness that's aware of you as you eat breakfast? When you think about it, let's not call it Kunshi. If the object of the second consciousness is you, Tim, let's call it Nyinyi, because that particular object is the favorite object of the seventh consciousness, which is Mimi consciousness, right? The mind-only school has 8. The mind-only school has 8 consciousnesses, right? And number 7 is reserved for awareness of me. So he says, on this whole discussion, we can say foundation consciousness is the thing that's watching the second thing, except when the second thing is me. And then we have to say it's consciousness number 7.
Mm.
Okay, cool. Who's gonna, we got time?
For 1 minute.
1 minute. Let's finish because it's a nice place to stop.
Okay, I'll read it. I think we, yeah.
Okay.
Yulnangwa ni sumpa yulnam jukpo la mikpa kangin te takte shepatar sok jukpo.
Yeah, and I guess he's saying, so it's I don't know. So what's watching the shape of the rocks in front of you and the color of the rocks in front of you and the sound of them as they rattle? Which of the consciousnesses is aware of those? And he's not suggesting that that's foundation consciousness. He says, for those physical stuff, the color of the rocks, the sound of the rocks, you can just keep going with the Sokju. Yeah, there you can say it's just one of the 6 consciousnesses. You don't need to add kunshi when you're just talking about the color of the rocks or the sound of the rocks. That's just the old 6. That's all this says. Okay. It is a quotation from Master Vasubandhu. Yeah. All right, I'm out of here. Good luck, you guys.
Thank you, Geshe Michael.
If you hear any snoring,
It's me.
yeah, it's me. Me. Me.
Thank
my
you, Geshe.
yin.
You need 131. Okay. Yeah. And we can, okay, you can focus on Mr. Wood.
So okay, so we are having a very practical discussion about how to use these things. Obviously, if you're going to take a hike on Bell Rock later after you go to Peachtree, because you got to work off everything you ate, you can try it out, okay? As you're walking, see how many consciousness are engaged when you walk on the path and think, I'm walking on the path, and even consider your feet moving up and down as you walk on the path. And looking at the rocks on Bell Rock and the clouds of dirt, the red ones and such. We had this in the Golden Key, which we finished a few years ago. And I feel like Rick Realtree, our author, had a slightly different take on it, or we took him slightly different. In any case, it's one of the things I remember very clearly from the Golden Key for whatever reason. So it pops in my head sometimes.
While you're doing it?
While while I'm walking. So it is interesting because I think for most people, step back, most of Jason Koppa's arguments about the foundation conscious existence seems to hinge on the fact that there can be 2 consciousnesses happening at the same time. I think maybe all of them do. Maybe we can check. So if that's the crux of all his arguments, I think the most practical thing for this whole section of the book is for us to check it out ourselves, right? So some Buddhist schools say, yeah, exactly, chew gum and walk, or chew gum and watch a movie or something. Can you do it? So I don't know. Wait, you want to hear something cool?
Uh-oh.
Better than what I'm saying.
This is how we know you're a student.
There's this thing now. It's mostly relevant. There's this thing now where they make movies and shows extremely dumbed down on purpose. And do you know why?
We're watching it.
Because I'm dumb.
No, because
people are
everyone's
doing more
looking
than
at their
one
phone while
Yeah.
they're watching a movie now.
Wow.
So they have to make a show or movie for this like 2 screens now, because no one's even staring at the thing they're watching. They're looking at their phone and passively looking at the thing they're watching. So they noticed if they make the movie or show too complicated, people won't watch it, but because they can't follow it while they're checking their text or looking on Instagram or something, right? So now we're living in a world, at least I am, that's being designed for not paying attention, right? And I think it's an argument against foundation consciousness because it's not in the 8, but if you think about it, if you could have 2 consciousnesses running simultaneously, you wouldn't need a dumbed down Netflix show, right? Because one thing could pay attention all the time while the other thing ran in the background or something, right? So I don't know. And then I watched this video on YouTube, and people think they can multitask, right? Like you can do many things at once. And it seems like you can. Like I can listen to a song and play, do my work or study or something like that. And it does seem like that's the case. So what did they do? They put a guy in the car, like on a track, like a closed track, not like the road. And they gave him something to do. I forget what it was. And he had all these like cones he had to like go through at the same time. And and before they went in, like, do you believe you're a good multitasker? He's like, yeah, I'm a great multitasker. So they put him in the car and gave him the thing to do. I forget what it was, like juggle ping pong or something. Something like just another
He had
task.
to study the mind only school while he drove.
Good luck. I can't do that when I focus. And he couldn't do it because he kept having to stop the car because he wasn't really ever multitasking. It's just toggling at very high speed, And I don't know, someone tell me what you think. Because it seems like I can put my favorite hip hop song in the background and hear it, even though it becomes like faint or something. And still I'm capable of studying or something like that. How is that possible? If it was truly impossible, then wouldn't it not be able to become faint? Wouldn't it just disappear altogether? Or is that happening and I can't like tell or something like that?
I might not answer that question.
Okay.
Maybe else will answer
I'm glad
that.
someone else is talking.
Maybe Ben wants to answer.
No, you go. You talk and then someone else speak, whatever.
No, I was totally grasped by the whole toggling thing and about the idea of deep work and the ability to do deep work, practically speaking. So I remember I just had this thing pop into my mind one time. I asked you, Geshe, if like, how do you like accomplish so much that you do in a given day with the amount of concentration necessary when you're not ambushed? And his answer to me was past lives, right? And then I thought about that, and there's nothing further, but I thought about it more clearly or more deeply, and I thought, well, that must have been past lives of a lot of focus, single-pointed focus on the object. And then I was thinking, well, how can we have any hope, perhaps, of seeing emptiness directly if we don't keep our mind on a single-pointed object? And then, I had a really cool experience because I've been exploring this idea of deep work, like what is it in our culture that allows us to do deep work, and why is deep work more difficult for the younger generations and even the ones like me who are, in the scrolling world now and whatnot. And there was this author named Cal Newport who wrote a book called Deep Work. And he was talking about how companies have structured their whole company to focus on certain types of things, give them time to actually do the deep work because there's so much shallow things that we do with our days. And this is a whole getting back to multitasking. like why we multitask. And I was just realizing multitasking will never get anything really done. It has to be single pointed focus. So this is sort of guiding me into like kind of training my mind away from, look at the email, then the text, then the this, then the that. If you do that, do it in shorter amounts of time, and then give yourself like a really hardcore focus on the thing that we're doing. I mean, this is what I'm kind of working on. It's just like how to actually anchor my mind on one thing without it going like, oh, I have to take that thing that got you turn the texts off. I mean, there was a lot of advices about this, turn those things off. But ultimately, it's not distracting other people. Basically, if we want to be able to focus, we have to not distract other people from their focus. So otherwise, we're just going to plant the seeds to see ourselves toggle all the time. I don't know. That's my theory. So.
Interesting. Yeah, it feels like this whole discussion again comes back to, as many Buddhist discussions tend to come back to, it's just perception. How is any perception possible? Or how, we had this quote from the beginning of class from Master Jinaputra, like basically how can something even change? And we're all acting and speaking within, mind only school in this case. So we're advocating the existence of a foundation consciousness to make that a possibility, and you can be like, oh, well, that's just mind only and I'm middle way. But even if you take out the foundation consciousness and you want to talk about middle way, how does one thing become another? Or I love to do when does one thing become another? Because if you try to figure out when something becomes another, even a physical thing, like when does the table become the space beside the table? Or borders. Everyone's talking about borders nowadays, right? Like, how does, because if you have any distance, then it's impossible for something to change because distance implies infinity, right? I mean, this is Euclidean geometry. Euclidean geometry is based on a point, which is infinitesimally small, or a line, which is infinitesimally long, or infinitely long, right? That's the foundation of our geometric system. It's impossible from the get-go, and then they're like, but then it just isn't infinite, right? Yeah, but and the Greeks had this huge problem with this, and they had to like conceive of another realm where numbers could like be pure, because you can't have a triangle on Earth because there's impossible. You can't have a straight line like in this realm, right? But you can think of one, right? And so, so then you have like this issue with how are things even perceived? And that might seem like some philosophical thing, but it's I have a 3-year-old and she says, why? Yeah, she's 3. And she's saying why? And she wants to know, well, the why implies how too, right? Like, how are things even occurring? How are we even like, because if you go deep enough with the whys, you always get to karma and emptiness or something. I'm just like, seeds, baby, let's go play, Okay, she's like, but even then, like how, and again in our discussion, how is the seed, actually it was last class, but it led into this, how does a planting occur? How does the thing you do become the thing you see? Because, we have that Arya Nagarjuna problem, which is if you have a seed and it becomes a tree, but there's never a seed in the tree happening at the same time. And it's the same with foundation consciousness, right? If you have a consciousness which is planting a thing in the foundation consciousness, and that then acts as a receptacle for the thing which becomes like the thing that planted in the foundation consciousness, you take out the foundation consciousness, you're stuck with the same issue, seed and result, right? And it's like, it's all impossible in a way, right? Right. And like I went to school for philosophy, and I'm convinced all my teachers are enlightened or something. And my philosophy teacher, who passed away recently, Charles Dyke, he said he was obsessed with being and becoming. He's like, how can something be and how can it become? And he would just say it over and over. Yeah, like, because it's like there's an impossibility there. Because if something's being, how can it be becoming? And if it's becoming, how is it being? Right? Because if it is, then it can't be changing to something else. Right? So,
Very mind only. That's cool.
very. Okay, those are my ramblings. Thank you. I think Hasso is up.
Thank you, Word.
Thanks, Word.
Where's
welcome.
Juan? Yes, it is me. Oh, wait.
Okay, this is the camera, no? Which one is the camera? This is the camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Use that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you. I was trying to check how can I use what you say to encourage people to study more. No, in a way, like sometimes, at least for me, it's like sometimes I have to take my time when I don't understand topics or the like. I have to spend time like quiet, alone, very focused, studying, and then little by little. So you see, and the reason that I say that is because, I would like to show you the picture because, these classes, the schedule, we talk about it already and everything. It's the first of the posters where we have now the Saturdays at 11. That's no news for you. You all know you're here. And then on Mondays, we have an extra hour with Geshe for cataloging. And then when I hear these complicated ideas, I think like, well, sometimes really taking time more focusedly, calmly, to digest all this content can be really great to nail it down. And one of the ways to do that is if you subscribe to the Good Night Book Club. Really, it's the next picture. Because then they're going to send you the books, these books that we are talking about. And then you can take your time really reading them, going through them, making notes, making questions in your own mind. This is something that Adam and I have been doing for the Pramana sessions on Friday. We go very slowly through the book. And if I think, at least for me, if I didn't give myself the time to do that, I wouldn't grasp in the same depth the ideas. So I encourage you to sign up for the Good Night Book Club. Lindsay just shared this poster. It's the updated poster of 2026. And you can, with it, gain access to the books. Okay, if you want more and you're not satisfied with what the Good Night Book Club offers, you can add the daily mailing list to your package, where you're gonna be accessing as well all the information that Geshe sends pretty much every day. And just so you know, he has been sending amazing little, how you call it, text, or not essays, but what is like the preface, and the other thing, which is the, what is it? Like the preface. And it's amazing. And we have been using that content he wrote lately about direct perception of dependence, direct perception of emptiness, Chedrak. That in itself can make classes. And we're trying to do that as well, but you can sign up and read them by yourself. That's one of the ways. Okay, let's start celebrating latest birthdays. Can you hear the bell? Yep. Online as well? Yay, okay. So Alexa Diaz de Sandy is one of our friends in Guadalajara. She's one of the groups of Guadalajara, many years studying and now teaching as well at Casa Tartuk. Happy birthday, Alexa. Casa Tartuk is doing amazing as well. And part of that is her classes and support. Okay, who else? Birthdays, more birthdays. We had Theodor Basil from Romania. He helped me a lot in Japan with the Peachtree World News volunteer setup. Thank you, Theodore. Best wishes over there. And another birthday we just had is Jerome Giovinazzo, just yesterday. Happy birthday, Jerome, wherever you are. Hope you come and visit soon. And hope you're doing much better because he had big health problems in the past. But now I think he's very happy and strong and healthy. So happy birthday, Jerome. Okay, what's coming up? Next Monday, we're gonna have the celebration of Groundhound Day. Very important day in America. Very important. I think actually DCC is planning to pay double extra hours for those who work that day. Is something like that, Nick? It's like tradition, no? Like that. It's like if you work in a holiday, you get paid more or something. Anyways, I started doing research about it, and what I'm finding, it's amazing. Very interesting where and why this tradition came to be. And believe it or not, it's connected as well in some forms to old European Celtic cultures, but also now it's connected to the Candlemas Day. It's a very important day in Christianity, February 2nd, and soon we'll be talking and explaining more about the relationship between these 2 days. I'm preparing the materials to share with you about it. But yeah, this relationship between the ground dog and Candlemas Day, very, very, you'll find out. You'll find out, you will believe. And there is some truth. That's the surprising thing, is there is some truth between the groundhog, yeah, and the spring, and looking at the shade and all that. And believe it or not, there is, yes, even scientific evidence that prove that there could be some, bless you. Anyways, I'll keep you posted on that. And for now, let's talk about upcoming events or things that are happening actually right now. Is the next picture, please? Yes. Rosa and Diamond Core Press finished the, what is it, Rosa? The edition, the editing, and very soon the official release of the book Light for a Friend. And now you can start pre-ordering it. The shipping will start on February 23rd. Just so you know, there's going to be a big launch party in Diamond Mountain during the March event. So get ready for it. Thank you, Geshe, for your work. This is actually the book that I was talking about. You've been sharing materials with us. So yeah, amazing. 16 parts of a good life. There you go. Okay, so thank you, Rosa, so much for that. And right now we have this series of Sanskrit going on weekly basis. Is something I just want to remind you. Christine is not here today. I don't see her, but it keeps going. On Wednesdays and Thursday, she's on the Sanskrit series. 1 second. I need to find out what's going on here. Okay. Yes. Reminder for those people who haven't looked at this, because I show it for the Saturday audience. This is now Monday audience. Marianne is doing this program, Carrots and Potatoes, and she is going into silent retreat. She asked me to show a video with you and encourage people, because she said one of her dreams is when she gets out of retreat, she has many new subscribers in her channel. So I led you here with a short video she made for us, and we wish her good luck in her silent retreat. So Marina, please, thank you so much. But no sound?
She's in silent retreat.
We cannot hear anything. Okay. Okay. What else do we have in here? Okay, we'll try again next Monday. Reminder that Diamond Mountain, we just keep going with the pictures. Reminding that Diamond Mountain is doing her month retreat, and you can still sign up for it. It's going to be March 20 to March 24. And I also going to leave you with the information to sign up for the actual classes that Five Houses is producing. No, now we are in like 5 more pictures, 5 pictures ahead. There is no time to stop. Next picture. Yes, there we are, March 4 to 15. For those who are brave enough to commute, yes, no, the other one, please. You can still find accommodation with our friends from LA. They are from Ukraine, but they now live in LA. They are organizing the commuting along with Bimala and cool plans to have fun during a visit to Sedona. Okay, next, please. That's if you want to go to Malaysia. You can also do that. Jasmine is organizing the Malaysia event. Super quickly, I'm going to show you the events that are happening right now. Yes, Ina and Bill are right now in Chicago doing their stages on meditation. Jayvila and Conila are now in Japan. Is the next picture? Yes. And yeah, that's the English poster. They are teaching in Japan, and this is the Japanese poster. Best wishes. I hope I see you soon and can catch you on your latest adventures. But one of the biggest adventures coming up is the Diamond Cutter celebration of 10 years of this Xuanzang Tower project. Remember, if you're planning to come, contact Lindsay, save your spot. Otherwise, join online, same QR code as usual. We are also celebrating the Asian New Year, the year of the horse. And speaking of that, the other day we were talking about, you know, there are so many new talent coming up, and we are looking for new talent. We want to hear about the stories of new talent. We are calling it, we are finding for the next gen horses that are all over the world. Horses because they are powerful, shiny people who are willing to pull the cars and take us all to success. So just so you know, during this year, we're going to be looking for new stories, new talent, and we're going to be finding the next gen horses all over the world. Preview, we are still cooking that plan, but it's coming up. Okay, now we have a very cool video, and along with the video, I would like to invite Errol to come up to the stage because he has been traveling the world. Thank you, Errol, for being here visiting Arizona. And this is a recent project that you guys been doing. I want to share with you. Teresa sent me this video. Yeah, so this is a project called String of Hearts that YSI and especially Teresa have been pushing. And she shared also some pictures about presents and offerings they collect for the kids and the orphanage. And here are some. This is in your last visit to Malaysia, right? Let's just show the pictures of the present. And then Errol is going to tell us a little bit about how did it go and what's coming up.
Yeah, the String of Hearts is a project where wherever we go, whatever event we put on, we encourage all the participants to come with a present for kids. And we find an orphanage at every city we go to. So we were in Kuala Lumpur. We went ahead of time, checked out the orphanage. It was very beautiful, it was very clean. They had classrooms where they were teaching the kids. So they had a school. And it was a big highlight for me because it was the first one I'd personally been able to go see. And we had a 250 person event in Malaysia. And so there was a small mountain of toys, and we're able to help out a little bit and to go see I don't know, it was very heart opening. It was very beautiful, and something I'm really happy that Teresa has brought to our organization, and that it's something we really value.
Yeah, I think when sorry, Teresa comes here, what she does is instead of kids, she goes to the nursing home. She takes us all, and I think she's planning to do that. And one of the reasons I mentioned that is because I wanted to ask you, Earl, if you could tell us a little bit of the upcoming event, Bhagavad Gita 3, and what to expect, how to encourage people to come live.
Yeah, Bhagavad Gita 3. This is a link to a promo event we did, which will help people catch up or refamiliarize themselves with Geshe-la's first two courses. Maybe me and Geshe Michael should watch it. So we're doing 3 sessions of the Bhagavad Gita, one of the most influential texts in the history of the world, I would say. And Geshe Michael's offering a very beautiful perspective on this text seen through the eyes of Tsongkhapa. So we're on the last of the 3. So this is the last opportunity to study this text, this time with Geshe Michael. Here's our schedule. You note that we have some specific asana and meditation times for our friends in China, taught by Chinese teachers or Asian teachers. Same format as always. We'll have some Sanskrit with Michael Johnson. Geshe Michael will teach the master classes. I will offer review classes, and there'll be yoga meditation. It's a beautiful, beautiful opportunity to be live in Sedona, and it's a much more intimate scene. It's not, we were just at an event with 250 people, and it's great.
It's very fun. I like it. People come, we have extra activities. Earl invites us to his house sometimes to have dinner parties, dancing, kirtan, music. There's hikes as well, going to the nursing home. What else are you planning? Pool parties, maybe?
Yeah, it's all of that. But it's a cool chance to have community and to debate the text as we go, and to also hang out and have fun. It's all of that.
That's nice. I was almost joking, like, what are you stepping on my feet, Earl? But it's a joke, like, don't say anything. No, just kidding. No, we study and we have fun.
Don't announce the party at my house yet.
We have fun. It's great. And we also study and we learn. And it's great combination. I really like it and encourage people. These are the QRs to sign up. I don't know if that's live or online, but you can figure it out. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Do you have anything else to add?
A truth is stronger than a lie. That's in reference to the very end of the 20-year program that Geshe Michael taught. So we thought it was appropriate for the end of this teaching when Geshe will reveal the surprise ending, the secret ending. And then the birds and the cherries, the graphic is from one of the Upanishads, talking about emptiness and dependent origination. So we'll explain all of that and be a beautiful program. And thank you, Geshe Michael, for teaching.
Thank you so much. Anybody else in the audience? Are you all ready to go to the Peachtree Cafe? Okay, let's call it a day. Thank you very much, translators. Thank you very much, live audience. Geshe, please stay, keep helping us. And thank you for all your love and support and wisdom. Okay, see you next time. Thank you.
encourages.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.